What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, and I am super excited to bring you guys along for this one because it has been a while since I've been crit racing, and this weekend the team and I went down to Miami to race at the famous El Hueco, which is one of the nicest and fastest crit courses that we have down here in Miami, and the fields are always packed. We took on the category 4-5 with about 7 or 8 riders, and then we also had about 5 or 6, including myself, in the Pro123 field, where we did an incredible job, which we ended up taking the win with Justin, who had time to come to the line solo from a breakaway and even put his hands up. So let's get the day started.
37-1, I give a fuck.
Top 3. Talk to me, baby. Come on.
That's all that matters.
Talk to me.
Well, we got a game plan today. We have a lot of team riders. Should be 8 of us total. So it should be an interesting race. Hopefully we could dictate what's going on.
2 chains,
all
baby.
The chains. 3 chains. All the chains.
Oh, 3, yeah.
I need one. So that's the game plan today. All right.
Let's do it. Tell me, Justin, this is a proud moment right here? It's a lot.
This is a great moment. So we got the largest group we've had in a long time. We're coming out there. 1, 2, 3,
7,
9.
Wow.
So we have the numbers. We have the domestiques that are planning to do the work today. And we have our sprinter, and we have some late breakaway guys planned. So we will see what happens. Obviously, we're going to be a marked team with the numbers we have out here, but we're going to hope for the best. Ivan's rolling really good right now. Tony's coming off of some really good fitness with his Ironman training. Tony's one of the guys that's going to do the late attack with like 3 to go, and Nick is our sprinter. So hopefully, if that all else fails, Nick will hold position at the end and get the dub that way. But yeah.
All right.
As you guys can see, races down in Miami never disappoint. The fields are always massive. There was about 50 or 60 riders in this Cap 4-5 field, and the boys did an incredible job of following the plan, following attacks, bringing back attacks. I think they did a very, very nice job. Unfortunately, in the late race, there was an attack that ended up sticking, and those riders made it to the line. They were just about to get caught. Peloton was right behind them, as you can see right here in this clip. They were just about to get caught, but they did end up making it to the line. And none of the boys were able to get in it, and I think Nick ended up sprinting for about 7th place. And I think 2 of them were running cameras on their bikes, so if their videos have been already uploaded to YouTube by the time this one comes out, I will link them down below. And yeah, if you guys want to go and check that out for yourselves. And now let's jump into the main event, which was the Pro123 race. All right, guys, so this is it, Pro123 race. And before we talk about what was the plan for the team coming into this race, like I said, there was like 7 of us in this race, so we definitely had a really, really strong team. But first, let's talk about the overlays on the screen. So on the left top, we'll see the map. Really, really easy course. There's a 4-corner, super, super fast. I think we averaged over 28 miles an hour. And you see we did 30 laps of this course. Down on the left, you'll see my power. You also see my cadence, and on the right hand side you'll see the temperature at the top, 106 degrees. Now it probably wasn't that hot. It's reading 106 because, you know, I was sitting there at the start for a bit, so the computer kind of picks up the temperature from the ground. So it was definitely not 106 degrees, but it was definitely in the high 90s, which was crazy. We all had you know, ice socks down our jerseys and stuff. And then on the right side down below, you'll see my heart rate, and then you also see speed. So let's pick up the race right here, 3 laps in, and the plan for the team was just try and get into moves, send attacks, chase anything that went off the road that we weren't in it. So of course, here we go. 3 laps in, I sent an attack on the right. Like, this wasn't a max effort attack. I just wanted to see how the field was going to react to it, if people were willing to chase right away. And I wasn't expecting anything out of this. Like I said, 3 laps in, I'm just kind of, trying to get warmed up, nothing crazy. And then this ends up coming back. I actually kind of just started soft pedaling a little bit later because nobody came across with me. And 3 laps in, 4 laps in, I'm not trying to go solo. So I came pretty close to the motorcycle guy here. I thought he was going to give me a little draft, but he accelerated pretty quick. So there's nothing ends up happening from this. I ended up getting brought back because I just soft pedal. 3 laps in, there's no reason to spend all that energy. And so, like I said before, we average about 28 miles an hour, but that's not a sustained, easy 28 miles an hour. It's just like this: attack, counter attack, accelerations. Like you can see, I'm already jumping again to try and get on the moves, and you can see how many people are already up the road. So that was kind of how this race played out. It was just attack, counter attack. The group was always getting split up, so that makes for such a hard race when it's not steady. It's just acceleration after acceleration. And right here, there we go, there's another attack, and I don't see any of my teammates at this point around me. We're about halfway of the race, so I come to the front, and this was kind of, I was very selfless during this race. The plan for the race, actually, which I haven't talked about, is to get Justin as fresh as possible to about 20 minutes to go or so, where he can make his move. He was just going to be tail gunning the race, trying to save as much energy as possible. So of course, right here, I see this as a trending move, so I kind of come to the front and I just sit pretty hard tempo, about 300, 350. That ends up coming back, and everybody just kind of sits up. So I keep rolling through. I don't want to slow down. You see, we're going 25 miles an hour. So as soon as I brought that back, I didn't want to just sit. I'm still doing really, really high watts right here for me, and I didn't want to just sit on the front at 25 miles an hour like we're doing now, because this is what's going to happen. More people are going to start counter-attacking because there's a lull in the group. So now, obviously, I just did a hard chase. I don't have the legs to jump on that again. So once again, I just stay on the front, and I have to do all this effort to bring this move back again. And like I said, this is just how the race was the entire time. And I know if I couldn't go, like, once I brought that move back and none of my teammates were in it, I knew I couldn't just hesitate. So like I said, I end up bringing that back again, and 2 seconds later, this rider ends up jumping again. And this right here, and that was City Bike. So let's talk about the teams real quick. That team that is going up the road, this was the most threatening move of the entire race, and I knew it. And those guys, I seen them both race for a while. They're both in the Pro1 field, and I seen them both win state championships, road races, crits. They're both by themselves ridden away from field. Now in this race particular, it's really hard because you can see, like, we're always going 27, 28, 29, 30 plus. So for them to just ride away from a field in this flat course is pretty hard. But there's both of them together from the same team, so I knew that was super threatening, so I couldn't let them get away. People start jumping across. There's nobody from the team that was able to jump across to that. So once again, I know I can't just try and jump across and bring the whole field. I have to keep a steady pace. So these 3 guys that try and jump across with it, they never end up making it. They kind of right here start looking at each other. But you can see I'm just setting a pretty hard tempo in the front. And then there's another guy from City Bikes here, another super strong guy. Then we have this is Kingdom Elite, another super strong team. We have Total Cycling, and then these guys also see the threatening move, so they immediately come to the front. That's actually Sebastian right there in the front right now. He's the crit national champion. He's got the stars and stripe on the kit. I don't know if you guys saw when he drove by, but not drove, but rode by. So we got this guy from City Bikes, another super strong rider from that team. That team to me is probably the strongest team out here. Everybody from the team could win this race. So there's another guy trying to jump across to those 2 guys, because like I said, everybody's seeing how threatening that is. So at this point, the team has done an incredible job. We're exactly halfway in. They're probably, kind of trying to recover before they come back up again. So at this point, I don't see anybody from my team around me, so I have to be ready for as soon as this guy pulls over right here. This guy on the blue in front, I think he was solo, but he did a massive pull in the front. And then this guy from City Bikes is kind of just surfing the wheels. He was very respectful in my opinion. He didn't intervene with the chase because obviously his teammates are up the road, so he could just kind of come to the front, obstruct the chase, kind of mess with the pace and things like that. He was very respectful. He was just sitting in the wheels, just surfing wheels. And at this point I'm still not seeing people, not people, but teammates around me, so I know I have to save the most energy as possible. So when these people are willing to work, these other riders are willing to work, I'm just gonna sit on their wheels trying to recover. And as soon as they pull up, like right here, you'll see he just comes to the left, I just immediately come through, and I know I have to start setting the pace, because as soon as there's a lull in the action and we're going, like I said, 28 right here, those riders up in the front, they could be going even faster. And there goes another attack from a guy from City Bikes. Actually, at this point, I think we already brought that move back from those two guys. Yeah, I think we already brought them back. So the reason why I was in the front is just because, like I said, I wanted this to be an easy ride for Justin to come to the finish rather than spiking the power up and down a bunch of times. Like I said, I was very selfless during this race. I was not racing for myself. Not once did I thought, I'm wasting too much energy. And, which is honestly a fun way to race, because I didn't give a crap. I was just jumping on everything, bringing everything back. You can see most of the time that I'm in the front, I'm sitting at 350, 400 right here. And then this guy sees another threatening move, so he comes to the front to help. This is a guy from Total Cycling, super strong rider. His spool wasn't like super long, but like I said, anytime that you could be on the wheels, it doesn't matter if it's for 30 seconds, at least for me at this point, because I'm the one rider from the team that has to do the work right now. Anything that this rider gives me, it's just pretty much appreciated. So I think right here he ends up, if I remember right, yeah, he looks back and he just elbows me through, and I know I cannot hesitate. I know I just have to come through and just keep doing the work. At this point, I don't remember if we have already brought those guys back from City Bikes or not, but I'm pretty sure we did, because that other guy that attacked was from City Bikes, so I wouldn't imagine he would attack with his teammates up the road, or I mean, that's what I think anyway. So you can see right here, still I'm in the front setting the pace, and then there goes another move. There goes Sebastian across as well. So like I said, it was a really, really hard race, but it was a very selfless race. I really, really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the most fun I had in the crit, just because I wasn't worried about my result. I knew that everything I was doing, the energy I was using to be in the front and bringing all those moves back, was just to help Justin at the end, make sure he was fresh, make sure he can surf the wheels back there smoothly. And the higher that I kept the pace in the front, the easier it'll be for him on the back, because there wouldn't be that many attacks, and the easier that it would be for the entire team, because every time that we are not in the move, every time the pace goes down, people start jumping, and then it's just more energy that I have to spend to actually get across the moves or to bring them back. So right here, this guy jumps across to that other attack that was up the road. I see Nico right here on the right, and you're gonna see another guy. I think he jumps here on the left, and I kind of look at Nico, and he either hesitated or he just wasn't ready to jump because he was sitting on the front. He saw the rider, but he didn't jump. So I know if I didn't try and jump and waste a little bit of energy here, I was going to have to end up bringing that back again. So I'd rather be in the move. And at this point, there's another big move that is, I think that, yeah, you can see there's another split of the road. So that's just how this race was. It was just crazy. This guy ends up jumping again. So right here, I'm using him as a little rabbit to chase. At this point, I'm not on his draft, but I know I have to get across to those riders of the road. So I'm using other riders to get across to that. But a little bit after this, I think 5 laps or so to go, Justin jumped. A few of his moves end up getting brought back, but he kept trying, because he was able to save that energy. And at the end, he was able to come to the line with like a breakaway of 3 or 4, and I think with 1 or 2 laps to go, he ends up jumping from that breakaway and coming to the line solo. Unfortunately, he was not running a camera, which he always does, but he did not do for this race. But I had a little interview with him at the end of the race, and we'll let him kind of talk through and tell us how his race went and how he was able to win this amazing race for the team.
Listen, we need an interview. How do you feel?
Finally, long time coming. Finally,
Let's go.
You know, hard race, had all the team out here, all the support. That mentally just helps big time. Fast race. You know, my plan was to sit in for the first 40 minutes, and I ended up doing that for the first time in my life, so that was cool.
Yeah, I'm still surprised.
Yeah, a move when I ended up bridging to that breakaway. pretty quickly, but the group decided to bring that back relatively fast. From there, ended up in another breakaway. We ended up working pretty good together. We ended up getting absorbed within like 5 laps, and with like 3 to go, I had about 5 guys with me, and they just said go. They said they were smoked, so I ended up sending.
So how close was the sprint at the end?
I mean, I had enough time to look back and showboat it.
Oh, shit.
Which has been a long time since I've been able to do that in Miami, so that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, super stoked to come.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't run a camera, so we're not going to be able to see it from his POV, but you already heard it, so.
Yeah.